Okay. So we're gonna start the lesson by practicing some speaking. So let me know when you are ready to go.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
perfect. So here we go. First of all, you have to tell me the answers for the questions that I'm gonna ask you. All right. So tell me, my dear Jonathan, when was the last time you played a sport?
When I played a sport was yesterday. Yep, because we my coworkers and I have meeting at afternoon. So
Okay.
after afternoon we used to play soccer.
All right. Do you like to play it?
Yep, I like so much.
So in that case, I guess that you prefer team sports or do you prefer individual sports?
I prefer team sports because I enjoy with my friends.
All right, perfect. And according to you, what are the three most popular sports in our country? Why do you think they are popular?
I think that the most popular sports in our country is volleyball. Sorry, equavolley
Yeah,
and football,
okay,
and maybe basketball.
yes,
It could be.
okay. As you know, as you probably know, in this kind of sports, for example, in volleyball or equavolley, as you said, it's like people tend to bet so much in this kind of sports. Are you in favor of this? What do you think about that?
Could you repeat the question?
As you probably know, in this kind of sports, here in Ecuador, people tend to bet, right? Apostar in Spanish. Okay?
Could you bet?
Yeah, for example, in volleyball, they tend to bet so much. Are you in favor of this? Or what do you think? Do
Um,
you think it is harmful or it's
yeah, maybe it depends the person because some people enjoy bet when when there are people playing. But for me, uh, to be honest, I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know what. Yep,
But
because
but in a general way, let's say that it's a negative way to do things.
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of harmful for your pocket and for your well-being. Okay? So now tell me, how important is music in your life?
yep, music in my life is very important because I always listen to music.
All right.
Without music, I can't live.
And from that, do you like dancing or listening to music?
Just listening, I like to music. Uh, I like to listen to music a lot.
Yeah.
I listen every day, every time that
All right. So
I could.
I guess that you have a wide range of songs that you like, right? But what is the least favorite type of music for you?
Eh, I like all the music, but for me the best music is rock.
Yeah, but the question was what is the least? The least
Okay,
favorite. Yeah.
the list. I have a favorite song that is called Highway. Yep,
Only the
Highway.
type of music, the kind of music, the least favorite. For example, in my case, my least favorite music that I don't really like at all is reggaeton, for example.
Yep.
Yeah, in your case, what kind of music is the least favorite one?
There is also reggaeton. I don't like it.
Yeah, so we're in the same way, all right? So
Yep.
let's move on to the page number 16. And before practicing the speaking part, so we have to analyze this vocabulary related to music, right? And in exercise number one, as you can see here, we have some words in here. I'm gonna highlight it. All right, there you
Yep.
are. And we have to write all of those words in every single set of words so we can create collocations. All right. So, for example, guitarist. As you can see on number zero, we have a rock band. It can be rock musician or rock star. Right? So, in number one, the first one, we had a lead, a session, and a bass. What word do you think best fits here?
Session. A bass instrument.
Yeah, it could be a bass instrument. All right. This word has to collocate with all of them. A lead instrument,
Mm.
a session instrument, and a bass instrument, right? So let's say that it is instrument, okay? Number two, a percussion, a wind, and a string.
Percussion.
What do you think is the word that collocates here?
A maybe on.
A percussion
Mm,
on. I think it's instrument. A percussion
yeah,
instrument, a wind instrument, and a string instrument, right?
instrument.
Yeah, perfect. Number three, download a, perform a, and meme a.
Download a playlist
A
or
playlist,
song.
a song, perfect, a
Song.
song. Download a
Song.
song, perform a song, and mime a song, right? That is number four. Here is the preposition on tour, on stage, on the radio.
Yeah.
Number five,
Then in.
in a track, in a tune, or in a chord. Or what do you think about play a track, play a tune, or play a chord?
Yeah. Better play.
Yeah, that is. All right. So let's keep going. Number six, album performance and music venue. And we have a live. It could be a live album, right? A live performance in a live music venue. That is live. Number seven, the charts, concert in tune. What do you think is here?
Playlist.
Playlist, the charts, playlist, concert, and playlist tune. What about play?
Guitarist.
No, guitarist is in number one. A
Yeah,
lead
yeah.
guitarist, a session guitarist, and a bass guitarist. All right.
Yeah.
Number seven is in the charts, in the concert, in tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. And finally, number eight, create a, shuffle a, and
Song.
delete a.
Delete the song. Song.
In this case, is playlist. Yeah, create a playlist, shuffle a playlist, and delete a playlist. So, anyways, I'm gonna show you the answers. There you are. Guitarist, instrument, on, play, song, live, in, and playlist. So that is. All of these words are collocations, so don't forget, just in case you want to use them, now you know how to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So let's keep going. In in this part, we have to complete every single gap with an appropriate word from the exercise number one by using the collocations, as you can see here in the example. Number zero, have you been to a singer or band performed in a live music venue? Right? So number one, who would you most like to see perform live? And what do you think is here?
Uh, who would you most like to see perform on live?
What was the collocation, the word
Performance,
live?
uh,
It could be
a song.
either album, performance, or music venue. All right, a live album, a live performance, or a live music venue. Any of them. Okay. Number two, have you ever performed or spoken? And then we have the answer in front of an audience.
Audience, performed or spoke.
I think it's on a stage. It could be right on a stage in front of an audience, or spoken a song maybe.
It could be a song
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
could be
It could be a
or
song.
spoken song.
Yes. There you are. Number three. Can you, right? Can you on any instrument?
Can you play?
Play on any instrument.
Can you?
We have to use any of the collocations in the exercise number one.
Can
It's
you?
kind of difficult, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so let's let him for the end, okay? So, number four, can you sing? Can you sing or do people cover their ears when they hear you? What do you think is here? I think it's can you sing a band, right? Or a song. What do you think, my dear students?
Excuse me, teacher, in which page? What book?
Okay, good evening, my dear Sarah. We are
Good
working on
evening.
page number 16.
16.
Yeah, unit number 2. The exercise number 2 from this page. So, my dear Jonathan, what do you think is here? Number 4.
Can you sing a song?
Yes, right? Can you sing a song or do people cover their ears when they hear you? Yeah. Number 5. Do you listen to songs that are, or do you prefer less commercial music?
Do you listen to songs that are on the radio?
Yeah, it could be on the radio, right? Yes, perfect. In number 6, finally, when you, this is a question, when you, how do you decide which songs to include on it?
When you
It is talking about songs to include on
when
it. So it could be a playlist, right?
yeah, create a
Yes.
playlist. Create
Let's check the answers. There you are. Number 1, it could be either in concert or on stage. Okay. Number 2, have you ever performed or spoken on a stage as well in front of an audience? Can you play a tune or any instrument? What is play a tune, guys?
that is the question that I wanted to say. What is the
Yeah.
meaning tune?
To play a tune means tocar una melodía in Spanish, okay? To play a tune. Yes. Only to play a tune, or do you play, for example, you know how to play an instrument, right? Or only a tune, right? That is. But what is in this case to sing in tune?
Mm,
If we are talking about that people are going to cover their ears when they hear you,
can you sing in tune?
can you work out the meaning? When a person,
Maybe when create our own song, maybe.
no, to sing in tune means cantar afinado, right? That is the way. When you know how to sing well, that is. And then we have, do you listen to the songs that are in charts or do you prefer less commercial music? What do you think is here in the charts? Something related to music?
That are in the
Have you
chart.
ever heard?
And nope, in the
When we are
charts.
talking about in the charts, that is something related to music, we say that it's something that is in the hits, the best, the well-known music around the world. That is,
Uh,
yes, the hits all over the world. The best music currently. That is in the charts. And finally, we have create a playlist. That was very obviously. Okay. So now it's time to practice, to put into practice this vocabulary by talking about the following exercise. So you are going to start one by one, okay, to see how it goes. So, Sarah, are you ready to go, my dear Sarah? No. So in this case, Jonathan, are you there?
yep,
Yeah.
I'm
So
here.
what you have to do here is to compare these photographs in only 1 minute, one full minute, by answering the following question. Why have the people decided to listen to music in these different situations? So go ahead. Try to use the
Uh,
vocabulary that we put into practice right now.
well, in the first picture, I can see a man working as a mechanic. He is listening to music. Maybe he is listening the his favorite song that is in the chart. Uh, and the other picture, I can see girls um, driving.
Yeah.
Uh, they are driving a car. I can maybe they are listening their favorite song, and I can see that they don't know play. They don't play in a tune. It
Yes.
could be
Perfect.
because they are just screaming. And for me,
Perfect. There you are. So keep on going because you have to talk about for 1 minute.
uh, yep, maybe the the person in the first picture, he is listening a melodic song because just he looks like he is enjoying the song and just he work because sometimes when we work we used to listen to music and it relax.
Yes,
Also,
perfect. There you are.
in the
It's a minute, okay? One full minute down. Perfect. Thank you so much. So tell me now, my dear Sarah, are you there? Sarah, hello, are you there? No, I guess that she is not here. Alright, so in this case, Jonathan, tell me, do you think it could be dangerous listening to music while driving?
Yet it could be dangerous because we have the distract when we turn up the speakers. So it could be dangerous because we can hear what's happening around us.
And what about listening to music when you're working, while working? Do you think it
Uh,
could be a negative way in order to you can focus on what you are doing?
depend of job, because sometimes we need to listen relaxed music so we work better
Yeah,
just in some jobs, because in other jobs we need to be
really
um,
focused, right?
focused,
Yeah.
really focused
Just
on
one
our job.
observation here. Remember, okay, that is the collocation is it depends. You said depends, right? It depends on you, right? So don't forget that is so important because this kind of vocabulary is likely to appear in the B2 first exam, okay? So remember, it always depend on. Depend on this, depend on you, depend on her, whatever, okay? Depend on.
On you.
That is so. Don't forget. All right, now it's time to practice the most difficult part, the listening part. According to me, this is the most difficult part. Okay, this is the part to the sentence completion, right? So in this case, what you have to do is you're going to have these blanks, these gaps. And what you have to do is to listen very careful to the track, okay? So that you can complete every single gap with a short phrase or word, all right? In every single one. So remember that in every single exercise from the listening section, you are going to listen twice. So don't forget about that. So I'm gonna play the audio and at the end, I will show you the answers, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, just let me see.
You will hear a man called Jack Suggs talking on the radio about music. For questions 1 to 10, complete the sentences with a word or short phrase.
Hi, I'm Jack Suggs, and on today's programme, we're going to take a look at what's going on in the world of music. Apparently, the average person in Britain listens to around 3,500 songs a year. And in the case of young adults aged between 18 and 24, that figure is more than 6,000, an average of about 3.5 hours of music a day. Music's all around us, in shops, restaurants, gyms, and even the workplace. Not so long ago, the idea of employees listening to music in offices was almost unheard of. Now it's becoming increasingly common. In fact, almost as common as it used to be in factories, where many employers have got rid of it because it can be distracting and an obvious safety risk. In an office, though, it can be very beneficial, depending on what you're trying to achieve. According to some recent research, if the work involves creative thinking, then positive, stimulating music can help you come up with original ideas. But if it's anything that requires problem solving, then it's better to work without any noise at all, including music, of course. Background music can also help increase business in restaurants. There are music streaming services that design playlists to suit different types of restaurants and their brand or image. In a study carried out recently, one such service led to an increase of roughly 11% in the sales of side dishes in one establishment, and orders of smoothies and shakes rose by 15%. Restaurants have to be careful though, because if they get the music wrong or play it too loud, they can put people off eating and sales will fall. And there's some really interesting research that's been done by scientists at the University of Oxford. They found out that traditional music played in Indian restaurants can make the food taste up to 10% hotter. They haven't worked out exactly why this is yet, but it seems we associate the fast beat and high-pitched, distorted sounds of Indian music with high energy, and that reflects the sensation of eating spicy food. Now, if you like watching TV series, you may have noticed that many directors nowadays tend not to use famous musicians and composers to create the soundtracks for their work, but turn instead to relatively unknown artists. The band Survive in Stranger Things, for example, or Mogwai for Les Revenants. And they're such an important part of the process that they often compose the music before filming even begins, and so help to shape the series that's being made. They also use technology to create their sound, so there's less need to hire large orchestras and big studios these days. In fact, there's a move away from the dramatic sounds of the orchestra towards music that doesn't stand out so much, music that's more in the background so that it won't distract the viewer. Which is very different to what's happening with video games. Orchestras are an important element of these, and composers like Emer Noon are in constant demand. Emer comes from Ireland, but has set up home in California. She's worked on games like World of Warcraft and Legend of Zelda, which are played by hundreds of millions of people, and she travels the world performing sell-out concerts of her soundtracks. Video game music is also played on the radio. On the commercial station Classic FM, there's a very popular one-hour programme which plays music exclusively from games. Its name, appropriately, is High Score, and it's presented by Jessica Curry, who co-founded a game development company called The Chinese Room, and composed the music for the game Dear Esther. Many classical music lovers were sceptical at first, but the first series turned out to be a huge success, so they made more programmes. Now, on this programme, before we go on, you're going to hear a piece of jazz from somebody we all normally associate with rock music, and I want you to decide who it is we're listening to. Design playlists to suit.
You will hear a man called Jack Suggs talking on the radio about music. For questions 1 to 10, complete the sentences with a word or short phrase.
Hi, I'm Jack Suggs, and on today's programme, we're going to take a look at what's going on in the world of music. Apparently, the average person in Britain listens to around 3,500 songs a year. And in the case of young adults aged between 18 and 24, that figure is more than 6,000, an average of about 3.5 hours of music a day. Music's all around us, in shops, restaurants, gyms, and even the workplace. Not so long ago, the idea of employees listening to music in offices was almost unheard of. Now it's becoming increasingly common. In fact, almost as common as it used to be in factories, where many employers have got rid of it because it can be distracting and an obvious safety risk. In an office, though, it can be very beneficial, depending on what you're trying to achieve. According to some recent research, if the work involves creative thinking, then positive, stimulating music can help you come up with original ideas. But if it's anything that requires problem solving, then it's better to work without any noise at all, including music, of course. Background music can also help increase business in restaurants. There are music streaming services that design playlists to suit different types of restaurants and their brand or image. In a study carried out recently, one such service led to an increase of roughly 11% in the sales of side dishes in one establishment, and orders of smoothies and shakes rose by 15%. Restaurants have to be careful, though, because if they get the music wrong or play it too loud, they can put people off eating and sales will fall. And there's some really interesting research that's been done by scientists at the University of Oxford. They found out that traditional music played in Indian restaurants can make the food taste up to 10% hotter. They haven't worked out exactly why this is yet, but it seems we associate the fast beat and high-pitched, distorted sounds of Indian music with high energy, and that reflects the sensation of eating spicy food. Now, if you like watching TV series, you may have noticed that many directors nowadays tend not to use famous musicians and composers to create the soundtracks for their work, but turn instead to relatively unknown artists. The band Survive in Stranger Things, for example, or Mogwai for Les Revenants. And they're such an important part of the process that they often compose the music before filming even begins, and so help to shape the series that's being made. They also use technology to create their sound, so there's less need to hire large orchestras and big studios these days. In fact, there's a move away from the dramatic sounds of the orchestra towards music that doesn't stand out so much, music that's more in the background so that it won't distract the viewer. Which is very different to what's happening with video games. Orchestras are an important element of these, and composers like Emma Noon are in constant demand. Emma comes from Ireland, but has set up home in California. She's worked on games like World of Warcraft and Legend of Zelda, which are played by hundreds of millions of people, and she travels the world performing sell-out concerts of her soundtracks. Video game music is also played on the radio. On the commercial station Classic FM, there's a very popular one-hour programme which plays music exclusively from games. Its name, appropriately, is High Score, and it's presented by Jessica Curry, who co-founded a game development company called The Chinese Room, and composed the music for the game Dear Esther. Many classical music lovers were sceptical at first, but the first series turned out to be a huge success, so they made more programmes. Now, on this programme, before we go on, you're going to hear a piece of jazz from somebody we all normally associate with rock music. And I want you to decide who it is we're listening to.
Alright, guys. So I'm gonna show you the answers, okay? So that you can check. And then you have to tell me how many right answers did you get out of it. There you are. Number 1 was 6,000 in words, or as a number, okay? 6,000 songs a year. Number 2 was factories, okay? Number 3 was problem solving or solving problems, any of them. Number 4 was side dishes, right? Number 5 was hotter or hotter. Number 6 was famous. Number 7 was technology. Number 8 was California. Number 9 was high score, and number 10 was jazz. Okay? So tell me, my dear students, how many right answers did you get out of 10?
I just have 4 correct answers.
Okay, only 4. So don't
Yep.
worry. As long as you go practicing, you are going to get better. What about you, my dear Sarah? I guess she's not here as well. And I see here a new student that I haven't seen. Henry. Ariel, are you there? No? Okay. So in this case, Jonathan, you get 4, right?
Yep, 4.
Yeah. All right. So now it's time to practice a little bit of speaking as well. One more time. So tell me, Jonathan, what's your favorite soundtrack? Okay, soundtrack from the following things and why? From a film. What is your favorite soundtrack from a film?
Actually, I don't.
A movie,
I
right?
don't. Yep, actually, I don't watch TV,
Yeah.
but it could be from a I don't know.
For example,
Maybe
yeah,
maybe
from your
the
childhood when you were a child.
yep, it could be the the music of Harry Potter,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
saga.
I know.
Ahí está.
That is the
Yes.
Ya,
So
no.
gracias. Pero no
okay.
se habla.
What about, do you play video games or have you ever played video games?
Yep, I have played video.
And do you have a favorite soundtrack from a video game? Maybe?
Yep, I used to play God of War, so
All right, it's a good game.
uh, yep,
Yeah, so there you are.
I like it.
Now it's time to work on the reading part. Yes, it will going to help you to develop your critical thinking because you have to analyze. This is the part 6, the gate text. As you know, in this part you have some sentences that have been removed from every single paragraph. And what you have to do is to find out what are the sentences that are missing in every single gap. Okay? Number 1, number 2, number 3, until number 6. And you have to write only the letter in the box next to the number. Okay? So for this, I'm gonna give you. Okay, this is the whole reading. And I need you to help me
Okay.
if 10 minutes is enough. Is it enough for you to read the whole text, or do you need more time?
Yep, it's okay. 10
Okay, so
minutes.
10 minutes, my dear guy.
Ok, teacher.
Yeah,
No se activa
okay.
el micrófono.
So there you are. 10 minutes so that you can read and decide what is the answer. Remember that is one extra missing. Okay. Yeah, there is one extra sentence that you don't need to use. Okay. Yeah.
Escucho. Pero no sale en la pantalla.
So go ahead. If you have any question, I'm gonna be here listening to you. So go. Okay, my dear students, did you finish maybe? Or not yet?
Not yet, please.
Okay, so don't worry, keep on working.
Uh,
One more minute, okay? Okay, guys, I guess that you finished, right? Jonathan, Sarah, did you finish?
Yes, but I have
yep.
some doubts.
All right, so I'm gonna show you what are the answers in a while.
Oh, me.
Yes, the parts that are in bolds that I highlighted, that are underlined, were the clues to guide you through the reading so you can find the answer. Number one is D, number two is A, number three is G, number four is C, number five is F, and number six
Mm-hmm.
is letter E. Okay, so how many right answers did you get out of six?
I have just 3.
4.
Three. Okay, four.
I
Perfect.
have 4, teacher.
It's good to be in the first time that we're practicing this kind of exercise. Well done, guys. So you can keep on practicing. Yes, this part. This is the same exercise, okay? On the workbook, you are going to carry out the pages number 12 and 13 as a homework, okay? From the workbook, 12 and 13. So don't forget. And as you know, time is over. So this is it for today, guys. The next lesson we will be working on gerunds and infinitives, okay? Some grammar, some exercises that you can practice. So far, do you have any question about today's lesson? Or something that you need to know?
No, teacher, for me, it's not
Okay,
a problem.
so in that case, thank you so much for being here today, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye bye and have a good night.
Thank you,
Good night,
teacher.
teacher.
Bye bye.
Bye.